This video is about some of the prep that I go through prior to an art exhibition. I think of an art exhibition as an art event, and I know that you can exhibit your work in lots of different places, in markets, art fairs. Often art societies will have combined exhibitions that you can enter. But for this particular video, I'm really talking about having a solo exhibition. When I was exhibiting my art at the Gosford Regional Community Gallery last year, I was approached by another artist, a potter, and he recommended that I go and see Jo at Cstudios, which I did. And she offered me a few weeks in this March. So this is the exhibition that I am preparing for. Now, to get to the stage of having enough work to be able to exhibit, I must say I can congratulate you, because I know the amount of hours that goes into painting. I know that the cost that you have put into each and every painting to be able to get a body of work is incredible. Some of the reasons why you are exhibiting is possibly because it's fulfilling, it's a lot of fun, and it's great to be able to share your work or to expose yourself to a larger audience, to increase that niche audience, to connect better with your customers. And it also gives you the opportunity to let your tribe know what else you have on offer or what else is sort of happening with inside your business. So my work is related to my why, which is finding my calm. Most of my exhibitions are called Finding My Calm. And it is these paintings as a result of painting these areas that I am drawn to, where I feel that I'm in a calm space. Not only physically, but mentally. When I'm painting, I go into that artist zones. And these are the worlds of my calm that I'm actually sharing with my audience. And so this is a reoccurring theme that will always run through my work. To make things easier when I'm actually painting, I choose some particular sizes. This is in the old metric size, which is the 3 foot by 4, which is 91 centimeters by 122. So I use that size as my large. And for my small, I use half that size, which is 2 foot by 3 or 61 centimeters by 91 centimeters. And the reason why I do that is so that I can load them easier into the car. So the larger painting at the back, I can put 2 of the smaller paintings over it. And then I have a few smaller paintings, and these ones here are the old 8 inches by 10, which is perhaps a little bit smaller than A4 here. These are the small ones here. And I also like to use another size, which is about 30 centimeters by 45. The reason why I try to keep my sizes similar is so that when I price my work, I price all of the large ones are the same, all the 2 by 3s are the same, all the 4 by 3s are all the same. So I actually price them by size, just because it makes it so much easier for me. And then I don't have to get into that discussion with somebody when they say to me things like, how come this one here is more expensive? Does that mean that this painting over here isn't as good, or you didn't put as much effort into it? So I can avoid all those sorts of conversations. When you're having an art exhibition, the owner of the gallery is generally going to ask you for your artist bio, and they may also ask you for your artist statement. And I have mine written out in Google Docs so that I can easily send a link. So there's my artist statement also, and also a collection of the works. And I have my works and my scanned works in a Google Doc. And I just created a document here with an image, with the name, size, and with the cost like that. So on the back of my artworks, I like to put labels. To each artwork, I paste one of these. I also write my name, the name of the artwork, onto each painting. I always do a check to make sure that the edges are finished and that I have a little D-ring. And these ones here are some little paintings that I'm just getting prepared, and I have been putting the D-rings onto them. I have larger D-rings for my larger paintings, and I go right down to the smaller D-rings like this, or like little D-rings here. And these have the little screws, which are about 8 mils here. Now I use an awl. I push it into the hole to mark the spot, and then I use a Phillips head screwdriver to screw them in. When I'm actually doing this for my paintings, I use a D-ring up in the corners here, because when I hang my paintings, they are hung from the corners. So they are usually hung from this corner and this other corner here. I like to varnish my work before the exhibition. So I use a spray gloss because I want them to look really glossy. Remember to take your photographs before you add your varnish, because it gets rid of a lot of that shine. So I give it a really good dose. Even more than that, then I will leave it so that it is flat on a flat table so that it evens out. When it is dry, I'll get it again, and yeah, then it'll be right to go. Let's talk about marketing, and I can hear you groaning. Remember that I am old, and I was brought up in this analog world, and I just decided to embrace it. And I decided that my art making and my marketing, they were all these really interesting things that I was learning. So I decided to put them underneath the same banner as learning lots of new skills. So when you have your why, then you have your paintings. So try to post it onto social media. So choose something like Facebook, or my favorite, which is Instagram. And when you post, relate that painting back to your why. Because my why is finding my calm, then I try to talk about my paintings as being my calm spot. As well, I talk about the concept of love where you live, paint where you love. Love where you live, paint what you love. And so I relate back a lot of these paintings to my story of how I feel about the areas that I paint. So you have a bit of a warm audience. They know a little bit about you, they know your work. So now you're going to have to tell them about this art event. I like to use Canva to make some invitations. And often I use the same similar invitation from show to show to show. So what I do each time is that I just upload a different photograph of a particular painting. So I make these invitations. You can have them either printed by Canva or by Vistaprint. I use the same images or the same set of words across all of my social media. A lot of times when you are having a solo exhibition, there is a cost involved. So you need to really think about how you are going to expand your audience. So what I do is that I generally have a few postcards that I make. And so when I'm starting to market my work, I like to tease people. So often I will tease them with things like, would you like one of these, or would you like one of these? If you would like to have some of these postcards, then you can come along to my exhibition and you can get one. As well as I have a book here, and I will also offer this book if you would like to come to my opening night, so I'll offer that. My daughter has a candle making business called Studio Billy, and she will donate some candles for me, and we'll have a lucky door prize. We'll offer champagne and other nice things to warm up people to get them in, and I will tell people about these events. So do a little bit of teasing, do some fun stuff. Another thing that I like to do is that I will put all my paintings out, I'll run around with my camera, and I will say things like, pick me, can I come, can I come? So do some fun things to start off. Videoing is fabulous because videoing lets people get to know you. They get to see what you look like, what you sound like, and how you speak. So see if you can do a few reels on Instagram, do something in stories, and even if you do your stories, you may like to post a link. Now I have noticed that it's becoming more popular to sell tickets to your opening night. And there are a lot of art events that actually sell tickets for you to be able to get into the venue. Selling tickets, I think, can make your art event seem a little bit, it can elevate the importance of it. It's also really good to know how many people are turning up so that you make sure that you've got enough champagne for them, enough glasses. On the opening night, you may also like to offer some sort of a discount. I have done this in the past. I have a few of these which have been put into the booklets. More ideas for your marketing could include sharing your posts onto Facebook to art societies or groups of artists from that local area or from your local area. For instance, I always like to tell the Central Coast Art Society that I'm having an art exhibition, and also the Kincumber Life Drawing Group. As well, you could drop a line to the local paper, do a press release. We have a local online community newspaper that I usually drop a press release to. I have also been interviewed by the local radio station. As well, when you go to the art gallery, remember to have your customer, your email list open. So what I'll do is I'll open up my MailChimp and I'll encourage people, if they would like to know about my upcoming events, to give me their email address so that I'm really hoping to encourage you to market your event to get the biggest bang for your buck, because the amount of work that us artists put into getting together a series of work, and all the work that goes into and just the cost of putting on an event. And a lot of our events are just not one night. This one coming up is for 2 weeks. So think about how you're going to market it, and also what you're going to do post-event. So for instance, when you actually sell a painting, what are you going to actually include with it when you sell it? Would you like to put in your business cards or a whole group of postcards? And especially if you have some postcards of that work, because we can assume that somebody who buys your work and who loves your work, they may like to give it to someone else and say, hey, look at what I just bought. So you might like to do that. As well, if you have some events coming up, for instance, I usually have some courses, some full day workshops, and I also have a weekly workshop running for 5 weeks, which is up and coming. I'd love it if you had any ideas. Why don't you put them in the comments down below. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you at my up and coming exhibition. And if you do come along, tell me that you've seen this video, and I'd love to have a chat with you. Bye for now.